Hey, I'm Tracy, and today we are talking about a popular budgeting method. This method is known as the 50-30-20, and it's a simple budget strategy that can help you manage your finances effectively and achieve your financial goals. So in this video, we're going to discuss what it is, why it's valuable, and why it might not be for you. I'm also going to explain why I modify it to fit my needs. But before we dive in, please subscribe. I'm a new channel, and it really helps the YouTube algorithm. But first, just a little bit of history. The 50-30-20 budgeting rule became popular recently by Senator Elizabeth Warren and her daughter. It was in their book, All Your Worth. I find this interesting, and it explains why the rule has made a comeback recently. Although they didn't invent the concept of allocating income into different categories, they promoted the rule as a simplified, easy-to-follow budgeting guideline for individuals. Awesome. So explain it to me, Tracy. Sure thing. The 50-30-20 budget is a guideline for allocating your income into the three main components. You have needs, wants, and savings/investments. Here's how it works. You have 50% of your annual income after tax into needs. Now this category includes essential expenses that you need to live comfortably, such as your rent or mortgage payments, utilities such as electric, water, or heating, groceries and essential food items, and transportation costs, car payments, fuel, public fares, health insurance premiums, and any medical expenses. Now I want to circle back and talk about what's actually essential here though. It's essential to drink water. It's not actually essential to drink soda or sparkling water. As transportation, driving the most expensive car is not really essential, so you might need to rethink if it's really a need or if it's actually a want, which is what we'll talk into the next category. So now your budget will have about 30% for your wants. This is the fun step. This is where you get to pick what you spend your money on. So this category covers any discretionary spending for things that you want but aren't really necessary for your survival. They include things like dining out at restaurants, going to movies, concerts, or hobbies, any type of travel or vacations, and shopping for those non-essential items like clothing, any subscriptions that you might have. So I try and recommend that you spend your wants on items that bring you joy. For example, I spend mine on experiences like taking the kids to the zoo or buying them ice cream at the park. I might value things like health, and you would spend more money on gym, supplements, or maybe eating organic food. So take the time to think about the top 3 things that you really value and spend your money here. Now that's going to leave you about 20% left for your savings and your investments. Now that 20% of your income should be allocated towards savings, any debt repayment that you have, and also any investments that you want to try. So this category is really going to help build your financial security and work towards long-term goals. Your goals might be having a retirement fund, a savings account, and paying off your high-interest credit cards, investing, stocks, mutual funds, or any other assets. There's lots of different things that you could be saving for. Awesome. Now that you kind of understand the breakdown of the 50-30 budget, let's talk about why it has its benefits. You know I love a good budget, and for this I see 3 main benefits. First, it's really simple and it's flexible. So this budget is really simple, it's very easy to understand, and it's very easy for you to actually implement. And it provides you flexibility by allowing you to adjust your spending within each of those categories, based on your needs, your priorities, and your financial situation. 2, it's also a really great balanced approach. By allocating a portion of your income into the 3 buckets, needs, wants, and savings or investments, this 50-30-20 budget will promote really a great balanced approach to helping you manage your finances. It's going to ensure that you meet your essentials needs, but it also gives you money to enjoy for discretionary spending, but also saving for the future. Number 3, financial goals and discipline. So this budgeting method really encourages you to prioritize your savings and investments, help you achieve financial goals, such as building an emergency fund, paying off debt, or saving for a retirement, but it also instills discipline by setting clear guidelines for spending and saving. I've talked it up, and this budget can be very effective for some people, but it's also not suitable for everyone. So I don't actually follow this budget, but I come close to it, so I'll tell you that a little bit why later. So here are the reasons why I think the 50-30-20 budget might not be a best fit for certain individuals or situation. 1, if you have a high cost of living. So there's some areas with a very high cost of living, such as the major cities or expensive regions where allocating only 50% of your income might not actually be realistic. Your housing, your utilities, and other essentials expenses might consume a larger portion of your income, leaving you less room for your wants and your saving. I happen to live in Vancouver, Canada. I know that the housing market is insane, and I totally relate to this. Also, if you have a variable income. So if your income is actually irregular or if it varies significantly from month to month, maybe you're a content creator, sticking to a fixed percentage-based budget like a 50-30-20 might actually be quite challenging. So you're going to need something that's a little bit more flexible and in a budgeting approach that accounts for fluctuations in your income and your expenses. Also, if you have debt repayment. If you have a significant debt, especially anything that's high interest, such as your credit card balance, allocating only 20% of your income to your savings and investment might not be a good strategy for you. You might need to do something a little bit more aggressive in a debt repayment. In this case, you'd be allocating a larger portion of your income going towards your debt until it's more manageable. I always suggest that you pay off your high interest debt first before savings. And also your financial goals. Your financial goals and your priorities might actually differ from the typical 50-30-20 allocation. For example, if you focus on saving for a very specific short-term goal, like maybe buying a home or starting a business, you might actually need to adjust your budget to allocate towards saving. So this is me. I save more than 50% of my budget. It kind of looks more like a 40% on needs, 10% on wants, and 60% on saving. Now this is because I value my time and I have big dreams of maybe retiring early. Just don't tell my boss. However, I think that this 50-30-20 budget is a very valuable tool for achieving financial stability, maintaining expenses, and working towards your long-term financial goals. It's a great place to start, especially if you've never budgeted before. I hope you got some value from today's video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and anything else that you can do because it really helps the YouTube algorithm. Much thanks and much love, Tracy.